Welcome back to Indiana Weather Online. I am Ryan, and this is your forecast update video for the severe threat tonight and also into the Tuesday time frame. If this happens to be your first time watching the channel, feel free to follow us by hitting the red subscribe button below and also liking the video, both of which help us build our following here in Indiana and also keeps you informed on all things Indiana weather 24/7, 365, from severe coverage to these forecast update videos. We got you covered. Let's go ahead and dive into the forecast. On your screen currently is the day one Monday SPC outlook map issued by the Storm Prediction Center. It is communicating that we have a thunderstorm risk as well as a severe risk in the state between 8 a.m. this morning to 8 a.m. Tuesday morning. This threat really starts ramping up closer to that sunrise Tuesday. It is considered the Monday outlook, but again, this outlook goes until 8 a.m. Eastern time Tuesday morning, and that is when we expect storms to really start ramping up across the state, which is why we're going to say, and we're going to stop everything right here and say today, Monday, afternoon, evening, dry, pleasant, sunny, warm, get out there, enjoy the day. No storms, no severe expected today. Overnight, though, different story. So, 8 a.m. or so, we have a severe risk here for the western, northwestern half of the state of Indiana here by the Gary area. Further to the east, we could have some general thunderstorms ongoing here. Severe weather is not expected until later on Tuesday. I want to focus in on the risk here for the Tuesday time frame. Right here, the entire state of Indiana finds itself within a severe risk. The yellow zone is a level 2 out of 5. We call it a slight risk. Over here in Ohio, there's actually a level 3 orange risk there. It's called enhanced. Luckily, not for us, but for our friends in Ohio, over by the Cleveland, Youngstown, Columbus area, you guys are in that level 3 risk. It's over here. On green, dark green, we have level 1 marginal risk. That's your low end risk there. All right. Then the light green color is just general thunderstorms. All right. Now, hazards per the SPC, the main concern throughout the time frames here, which we'll get into the time frame just a second here, but the main hazard here is damaging wind across every single part of Indiana. There's a 15 to 29% probability from the SPC for anywhere in yellow areas from Angola down through Lafayette, point southward, Vincennes, Terre Haute, Indianapolis, Muncie, Corydon, Jasper, Evansville, Bloomington, all in between those areas, all within that yellow 15 to 29% probability. Up in the far northwest corner of the state, South Bend, Gary area, it's a 5 to a 14% probability of seeing a severe wind gust within a 25-mile point of any location. Followed by the hail risk, it is a 5% risk for hail across the state, excluding the northwest corner of the state, so a little bit less risk up there by Gary and South Bend. And then last but not least, there is no threat for a tornado in the state per the SPC. There is a 2% risk, which is the lowest risk you can get out in Ohio. That's why you see the green color off on the right side of your screen. Overall risk for a tornado Tuesday is quite low in nature. Now, what about time frames and who can expect where and when and all that jazz? Well, I'm going to say this off the bat. Models are doing a terrible job with this system. I don't know what's going on with the models, but you look at 4 or 5 models, they're going to give you 4 or 5 different answers. So we're going to use something that we think is probably the most realistic and more accurate. But again, I want to say these models are doing pretty bad. So if it doesn't line up exactly how this model says it will, don't blame us. We're just trying to communicate this as best as possible. All right. Going into the future forecast here throughout the day today, we're going to notice it's going to be dry. Here's sunrise today currently on your screen. I'm going to slide this all the way through to sunset right here. There is not a raindrop in the state. Maybe a very brief shower up by Gary, but there's not a raindrop in the state at all on this model. Here's 10 p.m. tonight. Let's go into the overnight hours. Here's 11. Here's midnight Eastern time around to Tuesday morning. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4, 5. There we go. There's our storm chance really ramping up there for that 5 a.m. time frame, close to sunrise Tuesday. We have storms approaching the west side of the state. Those could be severe. As we move into the sunrise, here's 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. These may be strong to severe storms here. They don't look like much on radar, but the general idea is we're going to have storms pushing into the state roughly around that sunrise time frame into the mid to late morning hours, okay? Going further, here's 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and then there is noon, 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m. By that time, the storms are pushed out into Kentucky and Ohio. leaving us with a minimal threat for a passing shower or storm behind that line. So this model's saying that, hey, we're going to have storms pushing in as early as about 5 a.m. or so. That'll continue through the morning into the early mid-afternoon hours. So overall, your risk for the severe weather really ramps up between 5 a.m. Tuesday, and we're going to stay about 4 p.m. Tuesday as well. That's your main focal point to watch for severe weather. I'll show one more model here to give you guys a better idea of what the models are saying. This is going to be the HRRR model. Run this back here to 12Z. There we go. Here's today. We're dry. We just ran through the entire day on Monday. We are completely dry today. Here's 10 p.m., 11 p.m., midnight tonight, now into Tuesday morning, 1, 2, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and then here we go, pop-up cells there for Northwest Indiana. Those could also be a possible severe event. So this is why the entire state is kind of blanketed in a risk today, or for tomorrow, should I say. 6 a.m. here, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11, noon, 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m. So really, the models are they're really split on what's going to happen here, but overall they have a good idea at least that, hey, storms are going to be possible between 5 a.m. and 4 p.m. The environment in place would be supportive of damaging winds as well as some large hail. Overall risk for tornado is quite low in nature, so that's the takeaway. So again, one more time, takeaway from this: between 5 a.m. Tuesday and 4 p.m. Tuesday, there's a severe risk in the entire state of Indiana. Models cannot really pinpoint where exactly that is, so the entire state is blanketed under a risk. Main concern with any storms: damaging winds, number 1, large hail, number 2, as well as I'm not going to say tornadoes are not going to happen, but there's a very, very low risk we could have a spin-up tornado in the state of Indiana. All right, that is your forecast. Overall, enjoy a beautiful dry day here on Monday. A first half of the night will be dry, kind of pleasant, and then as we get toward that sunrise Tuesday, 5 a.m. or so, expect storm chances to increase with severe chance associated with it. You guys stay safe out there. I will catch you tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for a live briefing on both ISCN and IWO. We'll catch you guys tonight. I will see you guys later. Enjoy the day today.